How do that, Chums? As I, Captain Stephen. Today, Chums, we're playing Dragon's Dogma. We're trying to merge two missions into one. So I've got to go to the Great Wall to recapture it. But I've noticed on the notice board there is a secondary mission to escort Sir Maximilian to the Great Wall. So I'm going to be picking that up. Now, I have got a fast travel point to the Abbey. Now, getting from the Abbey to the Great Wall is still a bit of a trek. But it's one that I'm going to do, and I'm going to take Sir Maximilian along and hopefully protect him for the duration of this sort of journey. Now, what I'm going to do is each stage where I take out a big bad guy, because there's a few en route, or there's bandits and stuff to actually tackle, I'm going to make little mini save points as I go, just in case he dies, and then I can reload. However, this is actually voiced over the previous footage, and I know that I don't die at all in this, which is freaking phenomenal considering that this is hard mode and it is quite a long swathe of journey. Anyway, I'm going to speed up my journey and footage, and I'm going to play you some funky Captain Steve music. Heck yes I am. Enjoy the funky Captain Steve music and sped up footage. Captain Steve! Captain Steve! Oh, Captain! Captain! Captain Steve! Oh, Captain Steve! How do you do things you do? Captain Steve! Oh, Captain Steve! I want to play the game with you. That's a proper little earworm of that tune, isn't it? Anyway, I've completed that mission, so I got him to where he needed to be. And also, I completed the other mission, Deny Salvation. Yes. So now I had to go speak to the Dragon Forge, which I do as well. And then I go to Grand Soren and buy a load of provisions and make sure I've spread them equally amongst my chums. Made sure I'm wearing the best gear I possibly can. So I've upgraded my mage's outfit. Not my mage. Yeah, Phoenix. I've put her in some better stuff. I've got myself a thorny crown now as well. It's not quite as good as the DLC sort of ribbon that I had, but I think it completes this ensemble a bit more. Anyhow, we press in to fight against the dragon. Now, I've sped up this footage at the start, don't worry, I'm not going to sing or anything. But yeah, I venture in, and just to show you how hard this actually is, I come across some harpies, and these harpies tear me a new one. I take out these Saurons at the start, not a problem, but then I get to this little cave where there's like this well. There's only like about 4 harpies in there. They frickin' murder me, but just, I've left this bit of footage in, and I'm going to shut up and let you watch exactly how they tear me a new one. So here we go. Enjoy. Okay, so this is going to be a guide on how to kill the dragon, but if I can't even kill a poxy harpy, am I the best person to be giving you this guide? Well, I'm going to say yes. Yes, I am, because I'm not ashamed to admit when a game beats me. No, that harpy freaking got me, and it got me good, so this time I'm going to be freaking more cautious. So anyhow, when you go into the actual castle, you go down to the basement, you got to take out these sulfusaurians. Yeah, they're sort of camouflage. They've got the predator sort of thing going on, which I think is freaking awesome. And yeah, we take out these predators, one of my best films of all time. Kill these guys. Heck yes, I've now got the Ricochet Hunter, and I quite like it as an actual bolt. It's actually really cool in enclosed spaces. Out here, not so much. But you know what? I'm still loving it. It's still cool. It's very cool because it bounces all over the place, and it targets onto things that you may not even have seen. Talking of which, there's a chest here. You open it up, you get yourself a lovely sort of royal mantle. It's like a cape, but it's pretty nice. Pretty cool. Not as good as what I'm wearing now, but not far off. So if you haven't already got this set of armour, which you get for completing the game, yeah, you may want to wear the royal armour that you pick up on your way to the dragon, because if you do kill the dragon, which I'm hoping you do, watching this video and taking heed of some of my little tips, well, you probably do it without taking heed of my little tips. Anyway, yeah, even still, you'll get dragon forged, which takes it up a notch on the actual freestyle rating. So yeah, put on the best gear you possibly can when you confront the dragon, because luck be had it, you're going to win and it's going to become dragon forged. So here you go, I'm taking out these harpies and I'm using the Ricochet Hunter, and it actually finds a lot of the harpies inside this cave and mullers their energy bars by a good fraction. So you know what, I actually really like it. It's enough to actually win them at least. There you go, bounce, you're dead, harpy. Take that. Now to teach you for killing me. Yes, making me have to redo a big portion of this. Lesson to be learnt there. After you clear an area of mobs, do a save. Do a save just in case you do die, because then you can just exit to the main menu, reload, and you're back to where you were before that embarrassing thing happened. Freaking awesome. But yeah, I left in my embarrassing parts. That's the only time I've died, and it wasn't against the freaking dragon, and I don't die against the dragon. So yeah, the tips I think are still valid for the dragon. My tips for harpies is kill them some more, and if they're not dead, you haven't killed them. So kill them. Yes, that's pretty much it really. Harpies are a git. Yeah, even if you're an archer, they're a git, because they move so fast, and it just seems that you can't track them as fast as they move, or at least I can't anyway, not on a joypad. Probably could on a mouse and keyboard or something. There you go, there's a load of saurons after you've cleared out those harpies, and they're sneaky little shites. They're actually glued to walls. So yeah, if you've got the hunter, one of the seeker bolts like I've got, make short work of them. Heck yes you can. Sever their tails first, as per your pawns have probably told you 10 billion times. Yeah, they don't give you many tips for harpies apart from burn them with fire, which is probably a good tip, but I haven't got any fire sort of stuff on me. Well, I have. I've got that tiger uppercut move that I can do. However, connecting with it is seriously difficult. I did have the one where you just wave your sword above your head and knock them out in the sky, but yeah, there's nothing really for the magical archer other than using your bow and trying to hit them, which I mentioned about the tracking issue. So yeah, harpies are definitely my worst enemies. Let us know what your worst enemy is. Stick it in the comments. Let's see how many harpies we get in there, because they're definitely my worst enemy is the harpies. I don't like the hellhounds either, because they move freaking fast and they breathe bloody fire. So yeah, harpies and hellhounds are my worst. If I had to choose one out of the two though, definitely the frickin' harpies. I hate them, and also your people around you just don't shut up about them. Master, harpies! There's no harpy! It's like, I'll leave it out. It's nice to know that they're there, but just say it the once. That'd do. Right, so now I'm tracking the bushes. I'm looking to see if there's any more saurians. There's one! Nearly got you. There we go. Boom. This is where that hunter Ricochet really comes into its own in these enclosed areas. Freaking awesome. Love this. Brilliant. Now, I have seen some videos of Bitter Black Isle, and I am trying to get myself prepped and ready to go over to Bitter Black Isle. I want to do the Everfall for a while, and then I'm going to go over to Bitter Black Isle, and I think the Hunter Bolt is perfect for the Bitter Black Isle. Yeah, Bitter Black Isle scares the shite out of me. I haven't tried to watch too much. I've watched the best tips for Bitter Black Isle, and it mentioned about that there is death there. You can encounter death. And yeah, if you are to encounter death, try to use blast arrows and throw blasts and things like that because they do a lot of damage. So yeah, there's just bits like that. And also they talked about you can only open one chest or something. And there's a decent bow in one, in another there's a decent sword, and in another one there's a ring that you can get that gives you double XP. So if you're not to a decent standard, you may want to go for the ring. But after a while, once you're maxed out, the ring it's lost its usefulness. So it depends what you want to go for. And I think you can only ever open one chest, and even on the 7-day refresh, you can still only open the one chest or something. At least that's the way I interpreted it. Again, if I'm wrong about any of this, please put it in the comments. And like I say, I've only watched one video because I didn't want to really ruin it for myself. So if you do know a better tips video for Bitter Black Isle that you feel I should watch but isn't going to spoil stuff for me massively, please drop that into the comments too. I don't mind you putting links to other channels and videos when I've actually asked you to. So yeah, hit it up, that'd be great if it lets you. It should do, because I have enabled it so anyone can leave links, just as a heads up. So there we go. There's one of those freaking hellhounds that breathes fire. Take that, hellhound. So there's a hellhound there. I think there's about 3 hellhounds, but my actual pawns take care of them. And there's a shed load of freaking harpies. I'd stay back in the corridor, press up on your D-pad to send your pawns out there first to see if they can do a load of damage before you venture out. Luckily, I'm with some high-level pawns on my friends list. Heck yes, for friends. And they completely obliterated the hellhounds for me. However, that said, there is a straggler that comes... There he is. There's a little git. Yeah, so here you go. Look, see what I mean? They spit freaking fire. They move like freaking lightning. And yeah, they're a pain in the bloody backside. Take that, hellhound! Right, heading over here, there's a couple of chests here, people. So there's one over here that hasn't got anything of aught in it, really, to be fair. And, yeah, there's something else, though, over on the left. There's another chest up there, one with a rounded lid. Rounded lid ones have usually got something okay in. It's the sort of ones with the hexagony type lids that have got awesome stuff in, normally, people. So, yeah, nothing to alter in that one either, but we have picked up something nice, which was that royal mantle. Righto, so I don't think I've missed anything within here. Again, if you see that I've missed an awesome chest, add that into the comments too. I'm thinking if you're watching this video, check out the comments, just in case I have missed anything. You'll probably find that there's better tips inside of the actual video comments as well that are well worth looking at. So read the comments, and again, if you are reading the comments, at least you can see if other people have already put a comment and it says you put in something that might be a duplicate. Look, oh, I love this bit. So there's a shed load of spiders there. You might not be able to see them all. But I fire one of the ricochet bots down the corridor at the far end, and it even comes back and kills the ones at my freaking feet. Awesome move. I wish I discovered the ricochet bolt before now. The ricochet hunter is awesome. So yeah, I'm just checking around to see if there's anything I may miss here. It's because I've got a bit of altitude. And look, there's a chimera there. But this one, it can actually give you instant death. One of its magics that it does is instant death. So keep your distance from it again. I would say press up, send your actual pawns forward at it, so they can at least mount it and get its attention. And if you're like me and ranged, keep your range, keep him at bay, and keep hitting him, and just let your main pawns do a lot of the work. Well, that's how I beat him anyhow. I did not want to give that lion the chance to frickin' swipe me, because that is not Aslan. That thing did not come from Narnia. That thing has come from the gates of frickin' hell, the bowels of it. Yes, take that frickin' chimera from hell. Yes, you can see that. I picked up quite a lot of decent mats from that as well. So hopefully we could be able to use those in crafting, maybe, or enhancement. So there's 4 switches here. Now I find that they go down a bit quicker if you can get all of your pawns onto the switch. I don't know what Phoenix is doing. She's off on her own little jolly. She's doing her own sort of mission. Yeah, odd one. Anyhow, there you go. That's now pushing it down. Now there's quite a few chests to be had here. This is one of those hexagony type lid ones that I was on about. And yes, I got an awesome sort of mask from here. I'll show you it quickly. So if you go into the headpiece, oh no, that's the belt piece. But I picked that up as well. That dragon belt I got in here too. But there you go. That's the helmet, but I can't wear it on this class, so I can't show you it. And I also picked that up from somewhere. Was that in here? Maybe it was. I can't remember. Anyhow, let's go. It might have been from the previous mission, the one where we had to get rid of that salvation guy. Heads up, the actual cutscene of that little guy that looks like the Emperor from freaking Star Wars, he gets annihilated by the dragon. He's doing his whole piece to you, going, "Ah, Arisen, I will get you, Arisen." And then a big dragon appears behind him and just mullers him. Just boom, he kills him. Brilliant! Best cutscene in the game, but yeah, I can't actually deliver you that. But anyway, to be fair, it's probably a good thing that I can't show you all the cutscenes, because you can still play this through with all of my little tips and stuff without really any major spoilers. Oh yeah, I just told you about the dragon flicking the little emperor dude and Muller in him. But yeah, hopefully if you're already here watching how to kill the dragon, that's already happened. You see what, so no spoiler there. So there won't be no spoilers around how the dragon interacts with you. You're not going to see any of the lore or any of the story unfolding in cutscene format in this video, people. So there we go. So hopefully it's going to be a spoiler-free tip session. So this is the fourth one of these switches, and you may have seen there's a few different boxes that I raided and picked up, but there wasn't anything really noteworthy in any of those boxes, or else I would have said something. Righto, so now we've opened the doors. Do we want to venture any further? We've just come across a freaking death cry mirror. I've just named it that. It probably probably isn't not real name or something. But anyway, let's head on in, and hopefully it's going to be the dragon now. Hopefully there's no more meanies and giant boss creatures that we've got to take on. But we shall see. Heck yes. Righto, so we're heading up the stairs. Now once you get to the top of these stairs, it looks quite freaking magnificent, doesn't it? Pretty gnarly. You are going to get a cutscene, so here we go. But it's got me in the cutscene. I cut it there. Basically, one of your companions, shall we say, or somebody that you've befriended in the game, or somebody that you've grown respect for or given presents to or something, is going to be laid out in front of the actual dragon. Like first time I came here, it was Sir Maximilius that I assisted. This time it's the Queen, lady, princess, person. I gave her my ring. Maybe I should have given it to somebody else, but you live and learn, don't you? Yeah, if I play through again, I probably will give it to somebody else. Not too sure who. Yeah, anyway, hello there, dragon. Howdy doody diddly dandy and all that sort of shenanigans. So yeah, you get a choice whether you want to back away from the dragon or engage in battle. Now this is a tips video on how to do battle with the dragon. So obviously that's the choice I'm choosing. If I would have walked away from it, this would have been a lot shorter, wouldn't it, to be fair? So cutscenes that have got you in it, apparently you're okay to stream those. But you know what, I'll cut it short anyway, because I want to keep this kind of spoiler free. And yeah, now you just got to run away from the dragon. Now what I would say at this point, the camera angle is facing the way you're going, which is pretty darn cool, which is fine. And yet you are going to get rumbled a bit. That bit's not a problem. This bit is a freaking problem. When I did this on normal mode, if you don't run in a direct straight line away from the dragon and you hit any of those side posts just slightly, you're going to die. You're going to die. So just hold down in the 6 o'clock position as you're running away on D-pad, whatever it is on, you know, other platforms, I don't know. But just keep going in the same direction and you're going to get to this sort of stage where it says fight back. Now, in the fight back section, you've got these two podiums to sort of stay behind. And you've got to be a little bit careful with the actual hit radius, because the dragon's going to breathe fire. And if you're just slightly out from that cover, you're going to die. You're going to get freaking barbecued to death like this. So that happened. I nearly die. I quickly put some curatives on me, and I've also got something to help me against being set on fire. Now, you're going up against a fire-breathing dragon. So there's a little bit of a tip there. Bring some curatives that protect you against being burnt alive, okay? You have a few of those in stock. I gave 2 to each of my characters, just in case I need to raid them for more of these curatives. Anyway, lesson learned, I'm standing behind this panel now, and with the ricochet shot, I can fire over the top of it, and it bounces around and still gets him. So I can just stay in cover, even when he's breathing fire, and shoot over it. How cool is that? However, my actual pawns are shouting out at this point, aim for the heart. He then runs in at this point and knocks you to shite, so just be a little bit careful of that one. It didn't do hardly any damage though, so I think they expect that to happen. And now I'm aiming at the heart. You can see here it's not exposed. Now it is. It's now lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. This is when you need to go to town on targeting that heart. Luckily, with the archer class, you can target pretty much any areas on the body. If it goes too far away, I've been turned into the magical, no, what is it called? The hunter bolt, where it selects the whole body and hits a whole mass, just to get its attention, maybe try and bring it back down to me. However, then it flies up through the roof after you've done so much damage to it. And then it goes on to the next part, the next enclave of this sort of saga of taking out the dragon. And I kind of like the fact that it's differently staged. It's a bit like Monster Hunter World, where you start battling a monster and it goes back to its nest to recuperate in a roundabout way. It turns it into this whole different sort of... It's not just a straight-on boss fight. They've got different sections. And in those different sections, the creature behaves differently. And I love that about this boss fight inside of Dragon's Dogma, and that's what I really loved about Monster Hunter World. It brings the creatures into life all that little bit more, and this part is freaking epic. I mean, look at the scenery that's around here, and the skyboxes, and the sort of level of tension that the game starts to build. You know what? I'm just going to be quiet for a little while and watch you. I'll let you watch this play out for a bit. Well, now, at this stage, you're just running for your life, and then he is going to fly over, and he's going to breathe fire down at you. You can kind of see where it's going at the time that he's breathing fire, and I found that sometimes if you just jump as he's about to hit you with the fire, it kind of misses anyway. And a lot of the time he stays to the outside edges rather than the actual path that you're actually traversing, or it would be slightly in front of you, like there. So it doesn't feel like you're overly in the presence of danger, but there is that sort of feel that you need to get to the tower and keep up with your other pawns. I mean, they've left me for freaking dust, and they're opening up a chest at the moment, I believe, Chums, which contained quite a lovely cape. Yeah, so if you haven't got that adorned, you might want to put it on, because it's quite a decent cape, which I'd have to go through all their inventories now to find it. There's another chest on the staircase, but has it got anything in? Yes, it has. It has some dragon sort of armor, so let's go and have a quick look at that. Lovely jubbly. It's pretty good. It's not far off what I'm wearing currently, and this was sort of end-game mats that I've got, and end-game sort of materials. So that's good armour. Make sure you've got that on if this is the first encounter you got with the dragon, because it's probably going to be the best thing in your inventory. Anyhow, save successful, so you can see that it makes autosaves for you as you actually progressing through this whole battle, like mini checkpoints. So if you was to die up here, you would respawn at that last checkpoint. I walked fairly slowly up there on purpose to try and get back as much of my stamina as possible. Now here, I can reach his heart with my arrows, but so too can both of my other NPCs. So you might want to bring archers and striders or assassins with you, or something that's going to do quite a lot of distance at range. Well, quite a lot of damage at range, I should say. So here we go. He's now flying off again, and at this point it turns into another sort of running sort of hardcore sort of thing, and there's a lot more damage to where you're jumping. So what I'd say here for a tip wise is just look where you're jumping and be sure that you can make the jump as you jump. Now the NPCs here, they sort of keep level with you, which made me think perhaps we could actually stand and fight the dragon. Heck no, just keep going, you're going to be fine. And yet again, when he breathes fire, it's kind of to the outside extremities of the actual platforms you're going on rather than directly at you. So I don't think you're in a state of danger per se, apart from there's giant freaking holes that you might fall down. So make sure you time your jumps well. I nearly died there. Hung onto a ledge. I didn't mean to hang on the ledge, that happened by fluke. So here we go, we've made it in, and again we've got this winding staircase. You can see here I'm out of stamina. I'm going to walk up the staircase quite slowly and gain back a lot of my stamina as I do so, or at least that's my hopes. And yeah, again, my pawns have run ahead of me, so none of them helped me to my feet and gave me that little bit of extra stamina back. But anyway, it is what it is. I don't think there's another save here, so if you wanted to, hit up your own save and make them... Oh, here we go, save and content. So there is another checkpoint here, sorry people. So yeah, it does save at regular intervals, so it should be pretty darn easy, to be fair, when it comes to staggering things out for you. A lot of screen rumble, another little interaction. I'll let you watch the interaction.
Fight, cling to life.
Just wait. You'll see a weakness.
Do not just attack blindly.
Okay, so I hit him with some sort of dodgy harpoon, and I end up on the back of this dragon now. Now, I'll sped up this footage because it takes a heck of a long time, and at sudden intervals, you're going to have to wiggle the L hat stand backwards and forwards really fast, jiggle it backwards and forwards, and move forwards until you get another cutscene. And at this point, you're both going to sort of fall down onto the actual plateau. He's going to quickly get up to his feet and he's going to fly up into the air. At this stage, there's ballista cannons around the outside edges of this, which I would suggest that you try to get to and shoot him with another one of those ballistas in the heart when you can. Now, there's going to be some that are going to be closer to him than others, and the ones that are further away and farther ranged, they don't actually connect, which is what I found out here, which is a bit of a shite. So yeah, make sure you look at where the dragon is and try and find the ballistic cannons nearest to him and then shoot him with those ballistic cannons. So here you go, I'm going to mount this one. It's not going to be long before he gets angry at me and freaking does me. But here we go, here we are. So let's aim at him and let's see if we can take him out. So as you can see, he took out my actual ballistic cannon that I was standing by, and now I've run over to a ballistic cannon that's near to him, taking little pot shots as I did so. And you can see it looks like it's off to an angle, and it looks like you can't actually swing it round to him, but you can indeed, and then just latch onto his heart. Bang! You can see there that that done some damage. Do that a couple of times. That's going to really make him angry, and he's going to take to the air. Once he actually takes to the air, it's about timing at this stage. You have to wait till he actually flies around, and you get him in your sights, and you can actually get a ballistic bullet right on him. If you get him right, he's going to then crash down to the centre area on the floor, and he's going to be floor based, and as long as you keep attacking him. So he's done a couple of revolutions now. Here he goes, bang, and hopefully I'm going to get him on this one here. There we are, totally lined up, and zoom, bang, hit him. And there he goes, he's down. He's down. Now's our time to attack him. So I'm going to press up on my joypad to sort of send all of my NPCs at him, so at least they're getting hits on him straight away. At this point, target the heart. Don't bother really targeting anything else if you can help it, and just go for the heart. It's exposed, just keep shooting at it, keep going for it. And you can see there that my NPCs are doing a heck of a lot more damage than I am, because I've got quite high level pawns with me. So this would probably be a lot harder if I didn't have those with me. So if you do need high level pawns, mine is actually available. And so yeah, I put my actual details on the screen, so if you want to hit me up on PlayStation as a friend, just let me know it's for Dragon's Dogma, and I'd accept. And you can have Phoenix with you, who's like level 68 at the moment, but probably a lot higher by the time you get around to watching this video. Anyhow, there we go. So there we are, we're hitting him pretty darn freaking hard at the moment. And he's still fighting back though. He's still a dangerous foe. Don't get overconfident. Keep your distance, stay safe, and keep out of the way of any harm that he may put your way. Because he can do a lot of damage, even with his tail. He whips his tail around quite often. Be wary of that. Yes, keep away from his head end, but his tail can knock you for freaking 6. And you can see there I'm on my backside because his tail whipped me in the freaking face. So you go, just aim at the heart, keep going, and then eventually victory will be yours. Heck yes it will. Job's a good one, the dragon is down. Right, so I'm back at Grand Soren, and that little witch girl seems to have moved into my freaking house. Right, and also I've got the queen there as well, the princess. So she didn't go off to the foreign land with that other lady, so I have no idea why she's back at my gaff. But you can see here, all of my actual equipment now is Dragon Forged. That little red icon means that it is Dragon Forged. Awesome! Heck yes it is. So that's pretty darn freaking sweet. So that's everything you had equipped, not everything that's in your inventory. It has to be equipped. So that's why I said all the best stuff that you have, make sure it's equipped. Sadly, that same thing doesn't happen for your actual pawn. So really, if you want to get Dragon Forged gear, you're going to have to swap to that class, wear all that gear, then give it to your pawn. Anyhow, the mission then sends you back to Grand Soren, and stuff has happened. During one of the cutscenes, you would know what stuff has happened, but I cut that bit out. I have to go and see Duke Edmund. Now, my next episode is going to show what has happened to Grand Soren. So yes, if you want a spoiler-free sort of synopsis and all that sort of stuff, probably stop watching at this point until you reach this point in the playlist, people. Heck yes, but yes, all the rest of the content will be end-game from here on in. Hope you're enjoying this playlist, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, and goodbye again. Heck yes. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers! And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.